Hello everyone, my name is Admiral Sand, and welcome. While scrolling around on YouTube earlier today, I found this video, which claims that the moon landing was faked. We all know these kind of people, you've probably met at least one of them in your life, and today we are going to be picking apart this video piece by piece. Let's begin.
Here are 5 reasons why people think the moon landing was faked. First is Neil Armstrong's footprints. Look closely at the design. Now compare it to this. This is what Neil Armstrong's boots actually looked like. And clearly they aren't the same.
Clearly they're not the same. That's absolutely correct, because that particular part of the boot never made contact with the lunar surface. Instead, they wore overshoes like this, which you can see in this photo of Buzz Aldrin on the surface. And if you look up pictures of people on the moon, you will always see those galoshes. They wore those to prevent them from tracking dirt inside the spacecraft.
Now this is a rock they found on the moon. There's clearly the letter C written on it, almost like it was a movie prop.
What's more likely is this either was a Photoshop, or they had etched a letter C into this rock to set it apart from the other rocks that looked very similar for further study and analysis.
And isn't it weird there's no stars in any of the moon landing pictures? Almost like it was filmed on a set.
You're right, that is odd, except the exposure length was set short in order to capture the difference between the astronaut's suit and the lunar surface, instead of just a big white blob. The exposure length was set too short to capture individual stars. Therefore, you get a blank black background.
And how is it possible this flag is even waving? Space has no wind or air.
Okay, credit where credit is due. This one is actually a little bit hard to explain. If you look very closely at the top of the flag, you might just be able to make out the giant metal rod on top used to support it.
Even Buzz Aldrin, who was part of the moon landing, was quoted saying it was staged. The theory is the US did this to win the space race. Russia was also trying to go to the moon at that time, so they allegedly did it to beat them.
Aldrin. Aldrin.
Preparation prevents piss-poor performance. Secondly, that quote is taken grossly out of context. I've provided the context in the form of an article in the description below. Thirdly, you are correct. The Russians, or at the time the Soviet Union, was trying to make it to the moon. However, they were still ironing out the kinks in their N-1 rocket when we made it. We beat them, fair and square. And that about wraps it up, folks. Remember to think for yourselves. This has been Admiral Sand, signing off.